Good morning or afternoon, whatever it is when you're seeing this. This is going to be our project for this week. We are going to be doing the king. It took me a few times of trying to design this to try to get this close to being as actual as the the chess set that I have in my room. So as usual, we are going to create a new design. We're going to change the name. We're going to come up here. Please make sure you do this. Come up here and we're going to click on the text up there and we're going to type in King and then your name. Not your name, your actual first name. Okay, somebody will put your name. I'll tell you about it in class. Then we're going to edit the grid. We're going to come down here, edit grid. We're going to change from millimeters to inches. Update grid. And I'm going to do that again because so many people forget this. I'm going to come down here. It says edit grid. We're going to change units from millimeters to inches and update grid. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part design because next week we're going to be using the same base for when we design our queen. So we're going to pull out a cylinder. We're going to do this base a little bit different than the other bases, and we are going to change the X and Y axis parameters to 1.5 inches, 1.5, 1.5, and we're going to change the height to 0.125. Okay. Now we're going to pull out a cone. And what I found out recently is that when you click on it and you change the color to a lighter color, it's easier to work. It doesn't matter what lighter color you're making it. And then we're going to change these parameters to 1.35. 1.35. Okay. And we are going to pull out another whole cube. Okay, I'm checking my notes here. We are going to raise this up. We're going to change the Z parameters to 2.5. Okay. Then we are going to oh yeah, there's something else we need to do with our pieces this time. We are going to click on the first piece and see over here when you click on it, these extra tools pop up. We're going to make it more sides. It's going to be smooth. Same thing with this piece. Before we make any extrusion to it, we're going to change the sides up to 64. It makes it smooth when it's done. So now we're going to raise this, change these parameters to 2 by 2 by 2. And we are going to raise that up 0.7. 0.7. Not quite 3/4 of an inch. And then we are going to make sure your handles are off when you're moving. So I'm going to move it over and I'm going to align it on the X and the Y axis, and I'm going to group it. Then when we have it all grouped like this, we have like a little platform. We're going to raise it up 0.125. And then we're going to align it and group it with the cylinder we already done. Okay, and then group that. Here we go. That's our first part of our base. Okay, now we're going to pull out another cone. And better view than this. And I'm going to make it a light color because like I said earlier, it makes it easier to see. I'm going to change the bottom, the X and Y parameters to 0.9. 0.9. And again, we're going to raise it up 2.5. Okay. We are going to pull out another hole block. We don't really need to change the parameters on this except for the z-axis. So let's change that to 2.5. And now we're going to raise that up 1.14. 1.14. We're going to align on the X and Y, and we're going to group. Okay. Good. Then we're going to raise it up. I believe it's 825. I want to double check. Yeah, point. We're going to raise it up 0.825. We're going to align it and group it on top of the base. Oh, and you know what I didn't do? So what I'm going to do is I didn't smooth out the sides. So I'm just going to undo, keep going. And now at this point, I can click on my shape and change it, raise the sides up to 64. Okay? Now, it's already aligned, so I'm going to group it, raise it up at 8.825. Okay, now we can align it. I'm glad I remembered that. Sometimes if you're not zoomed in close enough, you have to click on that align button more than once. So just roll yourself in to a closer. Okay, and there we have it. We have the beginning of our base. We have one more piece, and then we'll start working on the crown. So we're going to pull out another cylinder. We're going to leave it at 1 inch, but we're going to use the z-axis, the 0.125. I'm going to change the sides so it's nice and smooth when it prints. I don't know if you can hear in the background. The printer is running right now for a sample. So this this part, we're going to raise up 1.965. Okay. I'm going to drag it over on top. I'm going to align it, and again I'm going to roll in so I can get a better view. I'm going to align it on the X, align it on the Y, and group. Okay, this is going to be our base for the king and the queen. I am going to click on it again, and I'm going to make a copy, because when we come back, we're going to come back to this screen. Whoops. We're going to come back to this screen and copy one of these and take it to our next part. So we are going to go back to our home page. I'm clicking up here on the rainbow Tinkercad, and I'm going to create a new design. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let me double check my notes here. We're going to change the note, change the name, King Crown I'm putting, and then your name. Remember, your name, not mine. Edit grid from millimeters to inches. Update grid, and there we are. Alright, the first part we're going to pull out. Okay, we are going to pull out a crown, a cone. I'm going to change the color again, and we are going to make these parameters 0.75, 3/4 of an inch, 0.75, 3/4 of an inch, and we are going to, I'm looking at my notes again, I'm just double checking my notes again. I think we're going to delete this. We are going to use a cylinder to do this. 0.75, 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. Then we're going to make this 0.2. Okay. I'm going to make the sides nice and smooth. And if I roll in, you can see okay. I believe this is right. I'm going to get up for a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to check the one I have printed already for my parameters. It doesn't look like I took notes right here. Okay. 0.27, and we are going to change this. We are going to change this. We can save this for now. You can save this part. We are going to use it. So I'm going to pull out a cone, like I said the first time. And we are going to make this 0.85. Change the parameters to 0.85. 0.85. And we are going to get a cone here. I mean a cutout block. And I'm going to raise it up 0.2. Okay. We are going to align them. Make sure. Sometimes you can think you can see everything, and you don't have to align, but I think we should definitely align that up. Okay. The next part. I took some bad notes here when I was doing this. Okay. So now we're going to come back over to this piece. We are going to definitely change the parameters of that. And that's going to be, and I'm checking. 0.6. 0.6. And let's change that to, we'll leave that at 0.2. And then we're going to raise it up. We're going to lift it up 0.2. And we're going to put it on top of this. And we are going to align on the X. When you see the gray, it means it's already in place. And group. Okay. Now we need another cone. It's amazing how many cones we use, huh? So we're going to change this. Let's change it to a different color. We're going to change this to 0.85. 0.85. We're going to change the z-axis to 2. And then then we're going to, I'm just double checking my parameter. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get another hole block. We're going to raise the z-axis. Let's raise it to 2, and we are going to lift that up 0.85. Okay, and then we are going to align and group. Right, we're good. We're going to rotate it over. We're going to flip it over. So when you click, oh, let's make I didn't do the sides right. So I'm going to go back. Then I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to move the sides up the 64. Then I can regroup it. And now I have my smooth side. Now we got to flip it over. So either one of these is going to do. I'm just going to click on that one, 180 degrees. And then we're going to raise it up this much, 0.4. So we're going to lift it up 0.4. And we're going to align them. And group. I'm going to do that again just to be sure, because I'm not sure why all these other ones are gray. But I'm going to group it. And that's almost our top. We have to put a cross on top. This is where it gets a little tricky, just a little bit. I'm going to put that up there in the corner. Now I'm coming over here where it says basic shapes. I'm going to drop that down, and I'm going to go down to everyday objects. And I'm going to go down, and it says more shapes. We're going to have to go down to do more shapes 2 times. And then what we're going to see, and this is not a cross, even though it looks like it's a foldable box template. So I'm going to click on that, drag it out, and it's going to be used. You can see it now. Now that it's closer, you can see that it is. I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to shorten this up pretty much. We are going to click on one of the handles. We're going to change the bottom to 0.5. The X, in this case the X-axis, 0.5, and then we're going to change the Y-axis to 0.4. Nope, mistake. Back. We're going to change that to 0.7. And now you have to really roll in to see this. And I'm going to move it. It went up here. And then I'm going to pull it out. And we're going to make the Z-axis 0.125. Alright. Now this may take a little practice for you to get this right. Because we have to flip that up so it's on the bottom standing up. It looks like a cross, even though it's really just a template for a box. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to roll in, and I don't see the one I'm looking for. Oh, here we are. See the one that looks a little sideways? So I'm going to click on that, and I got to roll out. I'm going to click on that one and raise it 90 degrees. Oops. 90 degrees. Still didn't get it. Didn't catch it. Okay. And that stands it up. So we're going to click on this. We're going to see the height, which is 1.25. We want to leave a little bit in there, so we're going to lift this up 1.2. Okay. Now we're going to align it. Oh, I didn't group it. And group it. Okay, there we are. That's our top. So we are going to, what we're going to do here, we're going to click on it again, and we're going to copy. Right up here, copy. You can hit Control C if you want, but I'm just going to copy it. Now I'm going to go back to my home page. I'm going to go back to the base. And when this pops up, you don't have to wait for it. You can hit Tinker this. And I'm going to go back up here where it says paste, and I'm going to paste. And there is our top. So I'm going to check my height. It says 2.09. So that's so we're going to raise this up 2.08. I want it to be. I want it to be part. I just want it to be tight when it prints. So I'm going to pull it over, and I am going to align and group, and that's it. Don't do anything with this because we're going to use this next week when we make our queen. And we will have half the work to do next week because we did half of it this week. We double check the height. It's almost 4 inches, which is pretty close to what my chest piece from school is. Yeah, it's a little taller, but we'll go with it. Okay, that's it. I hope you have good luck with it.